What's up everybody, welcome to the Life of a Board Gamer. My name is Daniel and today we are going to talk about a big new game from CGE called KUTNA HORA, the City of Silver. It is a game that looks wonderful. Now everything in this game that's either gold or silver has this shine to it and I really like it. Can't wait to show it to you how it looks. But yeah. So KUTNA HORA is a game from CG, as I said, and it really needs an insert, which I believe that in my box is doing. So I believe I will be able to present you with one, show you how it looks. And yeah, first of all things, of course, you get a rule book, and in this game you get also coins. Now there's something interesting about this game. So you are producing resources, but you never get those resources. You just get coins for it. So that's something that I haven't kind of met recently. So usually when you produce wood, you get like 5 wood tokens, for example. But over here, depending how much wood is currently at the market, and it has this really nice thing with the cards where the market is fluctuating, depending if you oversaturate it with stuff, it gets worthless. I mean, it's worth less, so to say, not worthless, but worth less. And if there's something in a high demand, it's worth more. But as I said, if you want to cash out, you will never get like woods. You will never produce. You just produce wood. Depending how much coin it is worth, you will get those amount of coins, and that's that. So the coins is the only physical, so to say, component in this game that you can pay something with. So when you want to pay something that costs 5 wood, you just check out how much the wood it costs now. If it's 2 and you have to pay 5 wood, that means you need to pay 10 coins. And if it's less or more, you will of course multiply it and pay however much money you need. So let's just move all this out of the way. All of these buildings, gonna talk about them in a second. But as you can see, they run all over the place, and I try to like put them in a bags, but then you can't close the box itself. So I'm hoping for the great insert for this one because it really needs it. And yeah, KUTNA HORA City of Silver, it has some story behind it. Of course, as I am always bad with the stories, I really don't know what the story of the city is and all that. But yeah, so the thing is that you will get a board that is like a puzzle, and you will connect it like this. So this is just a sideboard where all the buildings will be over here that you can purchase throughout the game, and they will vary in cost. Once you purchase one of these buildings for coins, they will end up at the end where they will definitely cost you more to purchase them again. So it kind of forces you to purchase different types of buildings. Over here you will employ some workers to help you out for the end game scoring, and this is used to track how many turns is till the end, of course. And there's some cards over here that you can play with if you are playing in less players. They say that you can play it even with more than 2 players, those cards, but I highly don't recommend it because the game kind of ends up destroying lots of buildings, removing them, and you're not able to build them enough. They just get removed because those cards are meant for when there's few players in a game to cycle through buildings a little bit more, to give you more options sooner, because the new options only come once you buy something, then other stuff will get cheaper. So if both players decide, I don't want to buy this because I don't need it, but I want those that are expensive and I don't want to pay for those expensive, you know. So these cards are for that, and I don't recommend you playing it. If you are playing for 2 players, they are essential, sort of. Not sort of, I think the rules said that they are essential, but otherwise I would just skip over them and not use them if I play 3 or 4 player game. So yeah, each of the players will get one of these boards, and these boards are really nice because they're like these double layered boards, which I really love. And over here you will track all your income, all your production. And over here you will have some buildings that you are going to put on a board. Over here you will track some of these, how famous you are, I think. So it either will reward you or punish you by the end of the game, depending where you are left. And over here you will have some workers that will go into the miners. And each of the players will get a sheet that explains you all the iconography. And once you are familiar with the game, this is really all you need to know about the game, but at first few games you might want to have like a rulebook help a little bit. And as I said, the board is also connected like this as a sort of like a puzzle, but depending how many players are playing, you are going to use different sides. So for 2 players, this is a space for 3 and 4 players, and this is if you want to play in 2 players. As you can see, obviously there's less space to build. And why is this important is because when the game starts, you don't have anything on both boards. Over here you will have some stuff like set up before the game starts, but basically what you're doing in the upper part of the map, you're just going to build these buildings, and once you build them, you're going to flip them, mark them with one of your houses, and you will score points depending whatever is around them. You will also tell other players how much is cost to build against adjacent to this building. Some of them have 4, some of them have 6, 9, 12, however many points, but that means that just the building is good. Because why more expensive it is? Because these icons are really important. You want to match the same icons. So if these 2 buildings are one next to another, because they have matching blue icons, they can score one from each other. They can get some scoring points that way. And over here you will send your miners. You need to have them as many as you can in each row, and of course as many you have in the row is better for you. That means you will get some more points that way also. But all this game revives around these cards, and this is something I really like. Let me just open this bag to take out the cards. So each player will get the same cards. So these are the cards for 2 players that I mentioned. These are just to give you a variable start for each game, which is really awesome. And this is, first let me talk about this one. So this is this plus this. So you take one of these, you take one of these. So you will get like endless possibilities. Not endless, but you know what I'm trying to say. Each game will feel a little bit different. Now this thing you will take, and these are one of the resources you are going to produce, actually 3 of them. And not all players can produce all resources. So for example, some of you will not be able to produce any ham or any beer, which means they will never be able to buy or sell buildings that produce beer, and they will also never earn from it. So you kind of regulate each other, because if one player is completely ignoring one thing that only one other player has, for example beer, and if I'm constantly like, if I bought 2 buildings with beer and the other player is not buying any, I'm gonna profit so much. So you kind of need to keep each other's in check, and that's something I really like about this game. So each player will get one of these, and you will put them on your board in any order you want, and you will produce some resources that other players want. And this is something I really like. At first I was a little bit confused, but once I figured out how the game works, I thought that was such a great thing. I absolutely loved it. So yeah, about the cards, each of the players will get these dual action cards, and each turn you will play 2 of these cards. So for your last turn you will just play one of the cards left. So you will have 2 cards left, but you will just be able to play one, and then you can pick them all up in your hand and start the new turn and all that. But the thing is, because some of these actions are on the same cards, you are not going to be able to play them all when you want to. Like, you can't like make 2 buildings and have 2 incomes in a row. That's really not possible, you know, because the building and income is on the same card, and that sometimes could be really nice. And of course, Saint Barbara action that revolves around building this cathedral, that gives you like lots of cool points. You only have it on 1 card. Now you know how big it is, and you have to have prerequisition. You have to get one of these tokens, one of these purple tokens, and those tokens are really hard to come by. So yeah, this action is super valuable. And as I said, I'm not sure if you are seeing it, but some of these parts, like these edges, are really nice glossy edges, and that's something I really like. So yeah, as I was saying, you will be playing these cards. Of course, there's a Joker card that it can imitate any of those actions, but you need to pay reputations for it, which is really nasty. You really don't want to do that. Reputation is really hard to come by to this game. And as I said, you are playing this game, you are playing these cards until the final round, when you will score your points and you win. But the main thing, the best thing that I'm going to talk about to you in a second, before I wanted to show you, as I said, some of these buildings. Not, yeah, just this is just a complete mess. So as you can see, as I said, they have like this nice glossy silver and golden finish. So these golden finish buildings, they're not belonging to anyone. When you build them, they belong to everybody, but you get a gazillion of points and all kinds of different things if when you build them, and these will just straight up score your points if they are adjacent to the building with the same icons and all that. So yeah, but yeah, so yeah, that's perfect English. Okay, these two things. Okay, so these market things, this is something I really love. I'm not sure how long it will survive. I think it will at one point it will probably get so used up that it will look like nasty, but what can you do, right? So yeah, this is actually how the market works. So every time you build a building, you will need to slide this one over, and as you can see, the building now, the wood now, the planks are now worth less, and if you build another one, the planks don't worth anything, and if you build some more, the planks actually don't worth anything now. But as the game progresses, you will be taking these cards and you will be sliding them out, and as you can see, stuff changes from card to card, and some stuff will become more expensive or it will become more cheaper depending, and they're in a specific order. You need to keep them in this order, and once you get to the last one, you will just flip it on the other side, and then the stuff gets really interesting because kind of market does a little bit of soft reset, and now everything is worth even more, produces even more coins for you. And this one is the same as this one, but just for different resources. And that's what I love about this game, this fluctuating market, how you manipulate it, how you can see if some player is forcing something, they can really profit off it. If they just bought one building and nobody's looking at it anymore, nobody's buying that building, now they're going to profit like really a lot. So you need to like keep each other in check, because all of you are producing something that some other player is not. So I am, for example, producing blue resources, you don't, but this guy does. So I need to take care that his blue resources are kept in check. But at the same time, you produce beer and he produces beer. I don't produce the beer. So you need to keep him in check about the beer, and he needs to keep you in check about the beer. And I don't know. CG made a wonderful game that I absolutely enjoyed. It is such a fun game to play, to try and figure out what other players are doing and to combine everything. And as I'm talking right now, I just noticed how it's already a little bit used over here, or is that just the artwork? I'm not really sure, but I think the paint already started to chip off. So that's unfortunate, but you know, that just means the game gets played and gets the love it deserves. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Do check out KUTNA HORA. I think it's a wonderful game from CG. They did a really nice work. I really like that everything that is silver or gold is like this shiny color. Absolutely looks wonderful. And yeah, that is that. Thank you all for watching, and until next time. Pozdrav.